Hey everybody, excuse me. Saturday, it's been a while since I made a video. Sorry about that. So, let's start with last Sunday. Last Sunday, we drove up to Topeka, Kansas. It's about an hour and a half away because my girlfriend's daughter plays, she's on the Junior Roller Derby League for the Kansas City Roller Warriors. She's on the travel team, so they had a bout, which is what you call a roller derby match in Topeka. We showed up probably about an hour and a half before it started. They usually do like some, not really tailgating, but it's a bunch of people just kind of hanging out while the girls go in and, stretch and get ready to do their thing. So I got on my phone, and there was a comic shop that was like 5 minutes away from the venue we were at. So I'm like, hey, do you mind? And my lady's like, nah, it's cool. Just, hurry back. I'm like, right on. So I hop in a car. I drive 5 minutes away. It's this little place. It was a nice sized store, but it wasn't just comics. They did a bunch of like Magic and Warhammer. You know how this goes. It was one of those places. But they did have some books. Their wall was picked clean. But it was crazy. Unless they just buy like 3 issues of every book or whatever. I mean, they had their new books were gone. So that's cool for them. But before we left, I borrowed this from my buddy Dan because I was curious about it. We've been talking about Sandman a lot at work lately because Ethan finished the omnibuses, so he's been into that. So on the way there, I read this Sandman Overture. This is really good. I'd recommend this. And I've also picked up issue 3. So issue 3 was the first one I read, and I was like, I'm confused. That kind of helped me out. And then I had a conversation with Ethan. I was like, is this? And he goes, yeah, that's that. I'm like, okay, that's what I was thinking. But back to the haul, I got in Topeka. I picked up issue 4 of The Saviors. I don't even know if this book is coming out anymore. I know not a lot of people liked it, but I told James Robinson I was going to give it a shot, so I'm going to give it a shot. Also off the wall, I picked up issue 2 of, there it is, the Sandman Overture. This is the special edition. The cover's just a little wonky, but whatever. I'll put it on board. It'll be okay. Or bag and board. But this is neat because it has like the Dave Stevens or Stewart, sorry, intro and like his art process. So that's pretty cool. And I also picked up a copy of Saga issue 2. It's a second printing, but it was only like $3, so that's cool. And they didn't have a dollar bin. They had like a 3 for $1 bin. And I didn't have a lot of time because I didn't have a lot of time. But I did dig for excuse me, a couple minutes, and I found the Crowtherm kitchen sink. Their Flesh and Blood issue 2 and issue 3. And just because I needed 3 for $1, I got that, and because this is something I actually collect too, I got Micronauts, the special edition number 2. But they put them in these bags where it's like the tab on the back is like self-adhesive, so when you take it out of you have to like rip this thing out of the bag to get the book out, and that's just frustrating because you end up with like these little it's dumb. It's dumb. But anyway, that was Topeka. Very cool. So let's fast forward a couple days. Monday, maybe it was, Monday, because it was the day after. Girlfriend's daughter had a derby practice, and there's a shop that was probably, I don't know, a couple miles from there. I was like, hey, can you guys just drop me off? My lady's like, well, we're going to be at Derby for like 2 hours. I'm like, that's cool. They got a bunch of, bins. I'll just dig. I did. I found some stuff. Most of these were just $1. I don't think I bought anything new. Yeah, these were, well, I did buy one new book to replace one that was messed up, but I picked up Promethea, number 2, and after reading the J.H. Williams III stuff and Sandman. I'll be getting a lot more of this stuff. I'm debating on getting the Batwoman stuff that he did because it looks just as amazing. This is issue 3. Very cool. Promethea is like the spirit of imagination, if I am getting that right, which is kind of neat. And I have, this is 4, I have the rest of, I have all the top 10, and I have all of Tom Strong, so this is just kind of working on my America's Best Comic collection. And this is number 5. So I was stoked to find those for $1. I saved this from the dollar bin just because this is one of my favorite books. It's Chimichanga by Eric Powell. If you guys have kids, I'd recommend this. If you like Eric Powell, I would recommend this. This is, I picked up the trade of this book from my lady last Christmas, and she loves it. So it's really cool. This book is like super cute. Excuse me. He wrote a treatment for a Nickelodeon show, and that's what this was. The show ended up not getting picked up, but he did the book anyway. So that's all right. It's cool. It's excuse me, too much coffee. It's cool. Check it out. I also picked up Elephant Man number 2, just because I'm interested in it. I found a nice Swamp Thing, which I'm working on slowly. Nothing too spectacular. 64, 65. 68. Can you see it? What are we looking at? 77. Probably like, shut up, just show the book. Yes, sirs. 78. Oh, these are like the lightest covers ever. You know, and I promise there's something on there. There we go. Yay. I got the new Teen Titans number 18. Very cool, Perez. And then I found these, and I immediately thought of my lady. This is The Labyrinth. I'm a big Henson fan, and it's kind of cool because like David Bowie still has his 2 different colored eyes in the corner. That's number 1 and number 2. So those are for her, and she will love them. I got Starman number 45. I thought I had all these. I can't find them, which means I don't have them anymore because I looked everywhere. And I got a replacement copy of Black Science because the one I had before has like a hole in it, like somebody nailed it to the wall. I don't know. I can't believe I missed it at the shop. So yeah, there's that. And then today I went and picked up my books from Wednesday because I couldn't go Wednesday. And I dug through their bins for a little bit, and I picked up some stuff that we will get to and talk about. But let me see. As far as new books this week for me, there's only 2 on my pool, and that was Swamp Thing. This is number 34, and for one of the kiddos, I got Bravest Warriors number 22. And I've read these; they're a lot of fun. And Chris Holden, I think, will appreciate this. They put me on the cover of a comic book, so I had to pick that up. And I got the Bunker number 5, which I may or may not have, but I don't remember. So why not? I also found that Francavilla cover of Afterlife with Archie number 6, and I just like this one so much more than I like the Sabrina pinup cover. They keep these books in the kids section at the shop. That's why I can never find them, because I keep forgetting they're over there. And I'm like, these are definitely not kids' books. But they're like, yeah, it's Archie, so you know. I found the last issue of Fatal that I was missing. Number 20. Could have sworn I've read this because this cover looks familiar. So maybe I had it and lost it. Might be in the car. I hope not. And this last title, I've been talking to, or swapping comments back and forth with Francis McMiniman. And he's like, you got to pick it up, you got to pick it up, you got to pick it up. I'm like, okay, I'll pick it up. This is God is Dead, number 3. And, you know, you go to the shop and like in the stacks between the place cards, there's like this many issues of God is Dead. So I'm like, you know, they're only on like, what, 17 or something? 16? 17. So I'm like, there's got to be a couple, you know, in this big stack of books, but it's like they have 4 covers for each issue. It's crazy. So yeah, I got issue 3. Excited to get into this. I'm a big Jonathan Hickman fan. I'm digging his East to West. And I hear currently, right now, this month, his Avengers stuff does not suck. This is number 6. And then we skip way up to 16. And then 17. And these are good. I'll pick up the rest of them. You can find them online. I mean, my comic shop sells most of them for less than cover. And then you get into like the funky... They just did like a reprint issue of number 1. That's like... It's a leather-bound comic. That sounds pretty cool. It looks cool. I might pick that up. Maybe. I don't know. If I dig it. So yeah. Oh, and today when I was at the shop, I'm waiting in line. Because this older gentleman... I'm 38, so older, let's... mid-50s, okay? He's in a suit. Shop was weird today because it was like old guys in suits and single women. It was weird. It's not something you usually see in comic shop. Old guys in suits and single women. So this older gentleman is like the shop sells a bunch of DVDs too. So he's asking them if they have particular copies of particular DVDs. So they're in their database looking because it's a chain, so they can get stuff from other stores. And he ends up buying, I don't remember, it was a Damon Wayans movie or something, which just completely blew my mind that this older dude is buying this Damon Wayans movie. And it's like $6. So he pulls out this wad of cash. Seriously, it's like he can barely, it's like the skull from Indiana Jones. It's like that big, you know what I'm saying? It like barely fit in his pocket. It's held together with like 2 rubber bands. He's holding it. He's trying to pull off one of the rubber bands, and when he gets the one off, the other one pops. So like all his cash just like flies all over the place. Sound Problem's picking it up. I'm like, hey, I'm gonna help you do this. Don't think I'm stealing your money. So you know, I'm picking hundreds and 20s. It was like $3,700 picked up off the floor at the comic shop today. It's crazy. I don't know what this guy thought he was gonna buy. He needed to bring his megawad. But, yeah, so that's me. Thanks. You guys have a nice day.